Okay, moving on to new business. First, we have to discuss, authorize an independent market impact analysis for a new hotel and act on proposal from H&H Consulting, Inc. to prepare an independent market impact analysis for a new hotel. What we did, we talked to the hotel issue coming up. We did contact H&H, well, with Mike Weber, or TIP Consultant. We had contacted H&H Consulting about doing a impact study to see if if the hotel is warranted, under the impact study. That's basically just for us to do our due diligence as far as making any kind of decision or before we make any kind of decision. Y'all are going to have a copy of his credentials and the proposal for the study.
Have we ever involved the joint review board in this?
No, I don't think that's the function of the joint review board.
Anybody have any questions or comments?
Before I make any decision on this, I'd like to hear from Mike, what his thoughts are on it. Is it a good thing for the city to get involved with this financial group on the independent market impact analysis?
Well, you may recall at the last meeting, I thought that it would be a good idea for the council to get some sort of independent judgment on, because it's an area of expertise that I don't have, you folks don't have, in terms of determining whether or not you can support additional rooms. And that's what he's gonna try and measure, can we support 30 more rooms or 80 more rooms? Zero. That's what he's gonna try and get to the bottom of. We've worked with them, not directly, but he has worked for other municipalities where we get involved with hotel issues as to whether or not a hotel could be supported. Several years ago in St. Charles, when they're considering a convention hotel, he was involved with that. He was also assisted Collinsville several years back, trying to market the vacant or the older hotel next to the Gateway Convention Center that they have. So from our knowledge, he's got a strong background in hotel market feasibility studies. He does a lot of work for banks that finance them. And I think in order for you to pass judgment on a proposal as significant as this, that you need to get some professional advice on the market.
And that's what I think, as far as, when we talked with Mike about this stuff too, and then like he had said, I mean, for us to make any kind of decision on anything on this, I think we need to have somebody that's a little more versed in the study and that type of thing for us to make any kind of determination.
I think this is going to give you an independent look at independent analysis.
Because we don't know if they meet the criteria or not, and this would,
Or if it's
We
one.
don't know if it's warranted. This guy is going to give you an independent analysis.
From a business standpoint, is it warranted?
Yeah. And it's an opinion. It's probably the best step you're going to be able to take, give an independent analysis.
I was concerned on this, under standard conditions. Way down here it says the information furnished by others is assumed to be reliable, and where it was specified in the report has been verified, but no responsibility, whether legal or otherwise, is assumed for its accuracy. So it's,
Well, he's going to have to verify his own. He's going to have to talk to the people involved and get the information himself, and that's what they're going to do.
and he hopes that they,
Give him truthful information. Yes.
I myself, I can't see spending $4,800 to get someone else's opinion. When all we want to know is, they know they want to put this hotel in. I mean, that's the fact that it's going in no matter what. So why should we have to pay $4,800 for someone else's opinion, whether that hotel should be there or not? That makes sense to me. I mean, it's up to the council to vote yea or nay for the hotel. If every councilman go out and canvass their ward, ask everybody what they think, and then go by what the people want, and vote on it, that's the way it should be.
Well, and the only reason we looked at this was just so that we know that, you know, I mean, if it comes back in favor, that's one thing. If it comes back that it doesn't work one, well, that's a whole new story too, you know, I mean, and I understand, you know, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, what if they say, no, it doesn't warrant the hotel there? All right, well, those guys are gonna build one anyway, they said. But that's gonna cost us $4,800 to pay for that.
But the issue becomes, the question becomes is, you know, is people are asking for TIF support, you know, for TIF incentives, okay? And these people are gonna give you an opinion as to whether or not, yeah, you know, yes, these people could build this as long as they satisfy the zoning and everything else. You know, regardless, these people could build this, all right? Now, the $4,800 can come out, you know, it's a TIF eligible expense. We can pay for that out of the TIF fund, you know, for the cost of doing surveys and studies. Now, you know, you've got one group that says, you know, it's warranted and we can, you know, they can do this, and you've got another group that says, no, we can't, you know, that the town won't support it. In my opinion, I think it's wise on our part to get the opinion of an independent consultant who's going to look at it and say, you know, to give you, you know, is it guaranteed? No, nothing's guaranteed, okay? But I think that they would give you their opinion of whether or not it's warranted. Once that step is taken, then the council, you know, if these guys are coming and asking for TIF incentives, then that goes into your determination then of if you're going to provide TIF assistance. If so, how much? And I think that can aid you in your decision. Am I right on that, Mike?
Yeah, I think that would be the basis for doing it. If there was no public incentive involved whatsoever, and they weren't requesting it, and they were actually going to build it, you wouldn't even be having this discussion.
Yeah.
Question, Tom. You're talking about $4,800, right? That's the number?
Yeah.
Is that not normally rising to the level of cost that you might get more than one bid? Because there are other, you know, organizations that do this kind of work. I think this is going to be an important finding for everybody's peace of mind. And it would seem, you know, to be warranted to take the time and find somebody that everybody's comfortable with, that's the right value for the city. And maybe even the planning commission or something like that might be involved in kind of interviewing these firms for you. But that's just, it just seemed like a reason to a significant amount of money. You want to make sure you're working with the right guy. Nothing against Mr. Weber's recommendation on this either.
And that's basically what we did. We just went off of Mike's recommendation.
Have you worked with anybody else?
I personally haven't. I'm sure our destinations in architecture, they work worldwide. There are other firms out there that do hotel studies. They're usually associated with big accounting firms. And some of those firms may have branch offices in St. Louis, but they wouldn't have the expert in the St. Louis office. And I would venture to say I'd be 95% plus sure that their fees would be substantially more.
I know nothing about their fee structure, but I remember Ed Crow turned us on to, I believe it was strategic development or development strategies, a group out of St. Louis. And again, I don't know, they may be one of these that only works with very big projects, but I think there is other towns in the St. Louis area that might be we're considering.
We know development strategies very well, and they do market studies, but typically on the retail side of things. The hotel side is a very specialized field.
Do you feel comfortable with this?
Yeah, when I read the proposal, I thought it was reasonable, and the scope is the kind of thing that would give you the information that you're seeking.
Any other questions, comments?
I'm just looking it over for the government, who they've worked with. There's not many towns, city of St. Louis, St. Louis County, St. Charles, that's only one that's the towns they work with.
I talked to him actually today. He has worked in the Mount Vernon area, Pontoon Beach, and Pineville.
Most of their work would be associated with the private sector, either bankers or developers wanting to develop hotel properties. Municipalities usually wouldn't be the one that they would contract with, but they have in limited circumstances when, for instance, when the city was trying to pursue the possibility of having a convention hotel in St. Charles.
Any other questions, comments? Do we have motions one way or the other?
This is fair in the long run, for both sides, correct? The study would be fair for both
Well,
sides.
yeah, if you want an independent opinion, and I think you put in bold text in there, it may not be what certain people would want to hear. Or something to that effect that, you're not giving an opinion based on what someone wants to hear. It's what his professional judgment is as to what the market would support here.
I make the motion there that we accept this proposal from H&A Consulting.
We have a motion and a second. We have a roll call vote.
Alderman Buckley,
No,
Alderman Allison,
Yes.
Alderman Crossley,
No.
Alderman Dillman,
Yes.
Alderman Clark,
Yes.
Alderman Bergman,
Yes.
Alderman Abernathy. Yes. Alderman Rader.
No.